Welcome to the Wayward Ornithopter, and today I'm going to have a look at Bebop Pro, an alternative app for iOS to Freeflight 3. This is just an overview and some personal observations. I wouldn't dignify it by calling it a full review. If you're not familiar with Bebop Pro, it's got one or two features that a lot of people have asked for from Parrot in Freeflight. One is what you're looking at now, which is Watch Me. So you can fly under your own free control and the drone ostensibly keeps you as the centre of focus. Another feature that a lot of people ask for is Follow Me. It's available on AR Pro for Android, but as an iOS user I couldn't access that. So here what we've got is I'm wandering around with my iPhone, and using Bebop Pro the drone is following me. So let's have a look at the app. I'll give a quick walk through the various screens and what they do. When you click on the Bebop Pro icon on your iPhone or iPad, it'll fire up the main home screen. So let's have a look. At the top right hand corner, the little eye takes you to an information page with information about the version number and the author, Michele Vagnetti. The next page in that is a set of acknowledgements. On my iPad it doesn't show up properly, on the iPhone it does. There's a very sensible set of warnings about using drones in general, and some advice about flying responsibility. And finally there's a disclaimer which I might come back to. So to start looking around the screen, at the bottom left corner is the instruction manual. Now, being a bloke, I don't read instruction manuals. In this case it's a really good one. It's quite detailed, so having a good look through, looking at the information and familiarising yourself with some of the concepts that you won't be used to if you've just flown using Freeflight. Things like return home, watch me, follow me. So have a read through, and then you'll probably find yourself going back to refer to it when you get into the details of things you've not done before. That's the instruction manual, which I think is pretty neat. The next option from the home screen is the map for points of interest. These are the points of interest for watch it mode, when you want the drone to keep focused on a particular spot, and you can set these wherever you want. You can set 3 points of interest for use later on. A very intuitive system. I don't think I'll be going to fly the drone over New York soon, but yeah, let's have a look at Worcestershire. Yeah, so it's really easy to use, very intuitive. The next icon is the Wi-Fi icon on the bottom right. That simply takes you to your iOS device's Wi-Fi selection screen. So now we're going to connect the drone. So we press on the Wi-Fi icon, and the Wi-Fi selection screen on your iPhone and iPad will come up. It'll take a minute for it to find the drone. I've called mine Ornithopter 2. There it is. So I click on Ornithopter 2, and as soon as it properly makes the connection with your iPhone or iPad, it appears in the little white band on the right. So clicking that takes us through to the main control screen, and we're in business. Let's have a butcher's at the icons and furniture on the main flying screen. Starting at the top left, the 3 horizontal dashes are your menu. Second icon, the gear or cog, is settings. The next one takes you through to the onboard storage, so you can review, transfer and delete images and videos stored on the drone itself. Then we have the FPV settings for those of you who are wealthier than me and can afford FPV goggles or perhaps a Google Cardboard. The red icon at the centre is the emergency crash button. That's the one that if you hit that, your drone will simply switch off and plummet from the sky. I believe in Bebop Pro you have to triple tap it to avoid inadvertently killing your drone to death. As we move along, there are the buttons that allow you to take photos and videos. The first one is DNG. That takes a fisheye image in RAW format. The next one, the 180, also takes a fisheye photograph, but it does that in JPEG format. The third one is a standard corrected JPEG image, so the sort that you would want without having to correct. And finally, the video camera starts and stops video recording. The rectangular reticule in the middle of the screen is your camera orientation, showing roll and pitch relative to the drone. Then we have the standard controls that you're used to in Freeflight. These are configurable in 4 modes, but as you can see with the funky Bebop indicator, rotate left and right, climb and descend. And then on the right hand one, forwards, backwards, and slide left, slide right. In the bottom left corner, 3 icons top to bottom: speed, altitude and distance in meters. Straightforward. The takeoff button, exactly as it is in the Freeflight Pro app. Then we come to a very nice feature of Bebop Pro, the slider between the tortoise and the hare, where the hare at the top makes your drone faster and more responsive, and the tortoise makes it slower. So for smooth, slow, photographic quality flights, you'd be on the tortoise, and the hare is for zipping around the sky like a mad thing. And those are configurable in detail in settings. Then we come to the really simple Wi-Fi signal strength indicator. The number of bars shows how strong your signal is. Next along from that is the map, which toggles you between the flight view and the map view, just as it does on the Bebop. This consists of 6 cells, 3 for GPS signal and 3 for battery. Please note on this one, I don't have the Sky controller connected, or it would have colour panels below it. So the bottom row, running from left to right, is the battery strength of the Sky controller, not connected, the iPhone 92% battery, and the drone 97% battery. And nice colour indicators. As the battery weakens, it goes through yellow and down to red as it's running very low. And the row above that is the GPS signal. Again, the Sky controller is not connected. And because I'm indoors, I don't have a GPS signal on the phone, so it's red, and I don't have a GPS signal on the Bebop, so it's red. If I've got a weak signal, it'll be amber, and if it's green, I've got good, strong GPS signals. There are 1 or 2 other controls that only appear once your drone's in flight, and those relate to the really cool features of Watch Me and Watch It and Follow Me. So I'll just grab a bit of footage that I shot earlier and just show you those icons. And you can see now the menu button's gone and they've all shuffled around a bit. So settings is still there, but it's now the first icon on the top left. The next one is return home. And then there are the 2 buttons that only appear when the drone's in flight. The one with the picture of the eye is for Watch Me or Watch It. And the one with the arrows pointing towards the person are Follow Me. Clicking on those will invoke those features. And this isn't a great example because when I clicked Follow Me, I got an error. And that tells me that Follow Me will only work if the Bebop is at least 10 meters away. So I pressed the Watch button, and that gave me the option of Watch Me or Watch It. So I clicked on Watch Me, and flying around forwards, backwards, up, down, it pretty much kept the drone's camera focused upon me. So that worked quite effectively. Watch It would pull up the points of interest and allow you to keep the drone pointing at somewhere and fly around it, but be able to fly manually. In Freeflight Pro, you can only watch an item if you've set a flight plan around it. So the idea that I could find a nice tree to fly around or a lake, put Watch It with a point of interest on that lake, and then fly the drone happily around it with the camera continuing to point there. Very impressive features. So that's a very quick walk through my first impressions of Bebop Pro. If people want some more detail and a bit of a walk through the individual settings and menus, put something in comments, and if there's a demand for that, I'm more than happy to put it together. There are other features I didn't cover in detail today. So what are my first impressions? I think Michele Vagnetti has put together a superb app here. It's intuitive and it's packed with features that many people have argued Parrot should have put into Freeflight 3 and Freeflight Pro. Features such as Follow Me is in huge demand. It's available on AR Pro for Android users, So to have it here as an iOS user, I think is nicely done. The instruction manual is comprehensive, it's nice and crisp. So I think Bebop Pro is a really good app. If I have one reservation, it's not a criticism of Michele or the app, but it's more about the risks of any business model around apps and drones. As Parrot do with Freeflight, Michele's put a disclaimer on Bebop Pro that says if anything goes wrong, you're responsible for the operation of your drone, not the software. If anything goes wrong, it's down to you. Parrot say it, Bebop Pro says it. I know that there are examples where Bebop have refunded or replaced drones that appear to be flyaways that aren't down to pilot error, but they're not required to. That disclaimer covers them. And I know they don't always do that because our friend Helder Hugo is still trying to get a replacement for an obvious non-pilot error flyaway. But do take into account, I'm making an assumption, which could be wrong, but I don't think Michele is sitting on millions of dollars so he could replace a load of drones out of goodwill if we did get flyaways. So do take the disclaimer seriously. If you're using software to fly a drone, whether it's from Parrot, whether it's Bebop Pro, or if you're on Android on AR Pro, if you lose the drone, you have to assume that you've lost the drone. If the vendor does have the wherewithal to replace, that's great, but they're not required to. So that's the doom and gloom bit out of the way. In conclusion, I think Bebop Pro is a beautifully put together app, well thought through, with some of the features that many of us have wanted for a while. And if you do want more information, more details on the individual settings, do put something in the comments and I'll do what I can. Meanwhile, remember the golden rules, use your common sense, follow your local codes. Please keep yourself, other people and your drone safe, and happy flying.